Hello everyone, this is topic 21, location in space, position, direction and distance. Introduction. An important forerunner of communicative language teaching was the notional functional syllabus, aimed towards the development of students' notional functional competence. It was first suggested by Wilkins in the UK in the 70s, and its distinguishing characteristic is its attention to functions and notions as the organizing elements of the foreign language curriculum. The Council of Europe incorporated notional competence to facilitate the teaching of European languages, and so did the official curriculum for official language schools. Building on this proposal, syllabi have been developed including objectives, situations, functions, notions, vocabulary and grammar among other contents. Research suggests that the acquisition of vocabulary, grammar, discourse rules, etc. is useless if the learner can't use them for the notional functional purpose of transmitting and receiving thoughts. This way, structural approaches become insufficient, whereas notional functional and communicative approaches will yield for greater success because they account for how language is used for effective communication. A notion is a particular context in which people communicate, and a function is a specific purpose for a speaker in a given context. Notions are both general and specific. General notions are domains in which we use language to express thought and feeling, whereas specific notions correspond more closely to context or situation. This topic is concerned with the linguistic means to express spatial relationships in English. More specifically, the focus shall be on the expression of position, direction and distance. Most words expressing position belong to the category of prepositions and often present many difficulties for Spanish students of English. This is due to mother tongue interference. However, apart from prepositional phrases, other categories such as adverb phrases, noun phrases and clauses can convey the notion of location. A brief note on adverbials. Spatial relationships are formally expressed by means of adverbials. These are very common units in the sentence and are mainly characterized by their peripheral nature. They have a wider range of meanings, forms, positions, and grammatical functions than any of the other four clause elements, that is, subject, object, verb, and complement. Syntactically, they are defined by the following four features. First one is syntactic homonymy, which is a mechanism whereby the same lexical unit may fulfill various syntactic functions. The second one is multiple co-occurrence, that is, more than one adverbial may co-occur within the same sentence. Third is mobility, which means that adverbials can be placed in more than one position in the same sentence. And last but not least, fourth is position. The adverbial element may be placed with relative freedom in several positions in a sentence, initial, medial or end. Adjuncts of space. There can be a distinction of three semantic relations expressed by adverbials in relation to physical space: position, direction and distance. Position is normally associated with verbs referring to stasis, but they can also occur with verbs referring to motion. When it comes to direction, it may refer to directional path with or without locational specification. Within direction, there may also be a distinction between goal and source. Distance may be defined as spatial measure, and it can be general and specific. Position and direction adverbials are elicited by questions with where, whereas distance adverbials are elicited by how far. Position. To a limited extent, position adjuncts can be realized by noun phrases. Apart from the general adverbs here, there, somewhere, anywhere, and so on and so forth, by far the most important words for indicating place are prepositions. Their choice largely depends on the way an object is seen. First, it can be seen as a point in space, that would be at type prepositions such as these ones right here. It can also be a line or surface, that would be on type prepositions, and an area or volume, that would be in type prepositions. As well as simple position, prepositions may express the relative positions of two objects or groups of objects using these prepositions right here, for example. Other place relations include motion, passage, repeated motion, orientation, resulting meaning, pervasive meaning, and abstract place meaning. Direction. Direction adjuncts involving a general reference item are often realized as noun phrases introduced by which, this, and that. Prepositions used with verbs of motion show the direction of movement. Some prepositions indicate goal include these ones. Some prepositions also indicating source would be away from, off, or out of. Distance. Specific distance can only be realized by noun phrases. General distance, however, can also be realized by noun phrases, but it's most commonly realized by prepositional phrases. In conclusion, bearing in mind the contents and levels established in the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, the companion volume and the official curriculum, the topic dealt with here is core curriculum material in the teaching and learning of English at official language schools. As it's been seen, prepositions, which are the main device to express locative meaning, often present difficulties to Spanish students due to interference with their mother tongue. As teachers should act accordingly, and besides, they should not forget either that other means such as prepositional adverbs, noun phrases and clauses can also convey information about location. In notional functional syllabi, notions and functions, like the one covered in this topic, are the organizing elements of the curriculum, whereas grammar is attended to only in that it explains the various forms used to accomplish certain functions. Therefore, the functional notional approach offers an alternative to the treatment of linguistic competence. Instead of starting from language forms and their meanings, it starts from a systematic classification of communicative functions and of notions, divided into general and specific, and secondarily deals with forms, lexical and grammatical, as their exponents. The attention is therefore placed on functional and pragmatic communication. Notional functional syllabi have become popular underpinnings for the development of communicative textbooks. A typical unit would include presentation of dialogues, conversation practice, etc. The success achieved so far indicates that many practitioners find it more advantageous to go from meaning to form, rather than the more traditional practice of organizing progression in purely formal terms. What remains clear, nevertheless, is that a language learner has to acquire both forms and meanings. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out the other topics. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you in the next one.